Welcome back, guys. So in our last video we have talked about categories and types of indexes. In this video we are talking about index design considerations, like what are the parameters you need to take care when you are creating an index on a table. So it is very important, you must not create an index on any column of the table. That's very harmful for query cost. It may increase your query cost all the time, but main purpose of indexes are is to reduce the query cost. Like, we need to fetch the data of the table as soon as we can, but so that should be very careful when we are creating indexes on a table. So what are the parameters we need to take care? We are talking about them here. Selectivity. Consider the selectivity of index columns, which refers to the uniqueness of the value in those columns. Like, you cannot create index on which the tables, the columns which have the duplicate entries in them. Okay, so that do not make much impact on the result set if we have already multiple same values on that particular column. Highly selective columns with a wide range of distinct value are generally good candidate for indexing, as they can efficiently narrow down the result set. Yeah, okay. So this is we need to only choose the columns which are highly selective, ID and name, top, which may have different values, not we are just take the department name which may have duplicate values. So this is the we need to select the proper column for creating index. Query patterns. You need to analyze the typical queries executed against the table and identify the columns frequently used in where, join, and order by or group by clause. So if you have order ID or order date, so you can create index on these columns, as they are the most unique and maybe used all everywhere, all that which are to fetch the results. Okay, so you need to check the queries on which columns are uh, retrieved more in these queries. You can create indexes on them. Composite index. Consider creating composite indexes that include multiple columns. Like, if we have a duplicate duplicate rows in a column, so that may be fine in cases when we have composite indexes, like two or three columns can create a single row, single unique row, like first name, last name, gender, dop. These are four columns, but at a once, if we create a composite key of these four columns, then they will create a unique uh, id for that for which we can identify the row. Okay. Index size. So you need to, this is much more considerable parameter. So index, take into account that disk space required to store index is large index. So we need to take care of this parameter as well, because disk space is required when we create the indexes. So large indexes can consume more space on the disk. So when we have millions of records on a table, so if we create unnecessary indexes, then it will consume more space on the data data file or storage space. Index maintenance. Index needs to be maintained as data is modified. Like, if we have created an index, we are not looking back and seeing what are the parameters, what are when the index was created, and we have inserts, updates, deletes on that table much more, and we do not uh, reorganize, rebuild the index. we'll talking about this reorganizability in our next videos. So if we do not maintain the index of that column, then uh, that will degrade the performance of the query. So clustered index in SQL Server, cluster index determines the physical of the data in the table. Consider the choice of clustered index very carefully, as it affects the storage and performance characteristics of the table. So you need to uh, mind these design considerations, these parameters while designing a index. Okay, so in our next video we'll be talking about fragment. What is index fragmentation? Thank you.